How's it going, folks? So, today I'm going to be talking about the new and upcoming album by the band Galderia. And the name of this album is Endless Horizon. Now, y'all know it. Well, first of all, this album comes out Friday, November 11th. But y'all know it before I get into that nitty gritty. Let's check out the cover. So, boom, there it is. Oh, take a look at that cover. Oh, isn't it glorious? I love the colors, the blues and the hints of green in there. It just really pops. And you got these two like cosmic beings out like in the universe, touching this like symbol there in the middle, and there's planets and the stars and this world there. It just looks so cosmic and so ethereal and just absolutely awesome. I love it. This cover, it just screams Galderia and it just looks absolutely great. And as far as conveying the style of music that's contained within, like if you've never heard of the band before, you're looking at the CD shop, you're scrolling through and you see this album, you're like, oh man, that looks cool. Let me just buy it on a whim. Will you be disappointed when you get home based on like what you can assume the sound is? Oh, no, no, not at all. I mean, this just screams power metal. I mean, it may be progressive metal, but like really power metal. And I love this cover because it kind of has a 2000s power metal kind of look. Like I said, I mean, it's just Galderia through and through. I dig it. I absolutely dig it. So, as far as aesthetically, how it looks, and as far as conveying, the music that you're going to get on the album within, A plus on both fronts. It just looks great. I just love it. It's classic. It's classic. Yeah, anywho, so let's talk about the album. Now, this bad boy's got 10 tracks on there, comes in at about 45 minutes, good length, a good amount of tracks on here. Now, if you're not familiar with Galderia, this album, it's just power metal through and through, melodic power metal, bright keyboards, great guitars, um, awesome, catchy, anthemic choruses, and kind of an uplifting, kind of positive vibe, very energetic. So that's really what you can expect from the sound. Now, the keyboard work here is just phenomenal. I love it. Very bright keyboards, great, sound that just enriches the album and enriches the songs and just creates this. Like I said, it really creates that bright, positive kind of atmosphere, and just really the keyboard work is just excellent, excellent. All the tones, all the sounds, all the rhythms, it just pops. It really pops, and it's just done super, super well. The guitar work, phenomenal. Again, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. You get great riffs and incredible solos. Just lots and lots of solos. Some great intricate guitar work. Some great solo work. And it just really driving the songs forward and keeping that pace, keeping the rhythm. And it's just really, really enjoyable. Every time that the guitar breaks out into a solo, or just really, really awesome. It contributes to the sound of the album and the songs really, really well. The drum work is excellent, nice and speedy, some good fills. Uh, Again, the sound of the drums, everything just sounds really, really great together. The production, the mixing, everything is excellent. You can hear everything nice and clear, nice and distinct. So that's always really great. The bass work is also really, really awesome. I always tell you folks, I love it when you can hear the bass, really working. Sometimes it gets drowned out behind the guitars and everything else going on, but you can really hear it, especially in certain sections. It gets moments to shine, and all of that. So the bass work is really, really excellent. Again, but like with the keyboards, there's some symphonic elements thrown in. I assume with the keyboards, but perhaps there's also some orchestrations and whatnot. And last but not least, the vocals. This dude, I just love his voice. He's got such a great voice, a very recognizable voice, very versatile. Lots of different uh, types of vocals here. He can really wail. He can really hit those high notes, and then he can also really just deliver like some powerful vocals. Keeping with the energy, keeping with the pace of the songs. And then there's moments too where he has, he takes it down a notch. It just has a very nice, like lower register, somewhat, just really nice, emotional feel to his voice, a really nice personal feel to his voice. So the vocals here are awesome. The backing tracks are really, really great. It just really, really, again, the vocals just really pop and it just sound full and rich. And that's kind of just how the whole album sounds, just full and rich, lots of great sounds. And again, it's all very bright, a lot of bright notes, nice and clear and crisp. And it's just excellent. The musicianship and the vocals are just top notch here. So, and speaking of the album itself, with the songs, they just have such a positive, uplifting feel where it feels at times very cosmic, very spacey, for lack of a better word, but then also kind of down to earth at times as well. So you really get this nice blend, this really nice feel. It kind of feels larger than life. It feels somewhat futuristic, like I said, kind of like space-like, cosmic and whatnot. But then again, there's times when you feel more down to earth, more down on like planet level, and less like out in the cosmos. So you get this really, really nice blend of sound with regards to that. And, some songs, like track one, Answer the Call, just excellent, excellent way to open the album here. It's really interesting because it's kind of like a cosmic swashbuckling kind of feel, kind of vibe to the sound, and the like adventurous, and the chorus is so anthemic and so great. That's another thing. There's excellent choirs, excellent choirs. You get a lot of uh, choir moments throughout the songs, throughout the album, that really just enhance the sound, really enhance the mood, the feeling, and the scope, the grandness, the epicness of the sound. And I just love that. I absolutely love that. And then track two, Striking the Earth, is a song that was released as a single. And I did a reaction to that bad boy, and y'all know it if you saw that reaction. I absolutely loved it. It's so energetic, so just pumping, so driven, and so melodic, and so engaging, and just can't help but be swept away. And it's just epic, absolutely epic. And track three, Elation, is a really interesting song because it's almost like I did a reaction to that as well. It's almost like a power metal party dance kind of song. I only say that because the beats, the rhythm, and the pace, it just kind of has that mood, that feeling to it, like a celebratory, just kind of party power metal anthem feel to it. And again, the keyboards just really, really creating that environment, and the guitar work just creating that solid foundation, just really, really awesome. And the whole album itself is just incredibly melodic, incredibly melodic. Every single song stands on its own, because you might think like with this sound, it could all just kind of blend together, and it all feels concise. It all feels consistent, but it doesn't all just like merge into one big mess or whatnot. Every song has its own melody, has its own feel, and I really commend them for creating that distinction between the songs, but still having it all feel, part as one. And it's just full of energy, full of brightness, full of catchy rhythms, catchy melodies, catchy choruses, uh, soaring, melodies that just, again, it just really takes you away. It feels larger than life. And, I love Galderia for that reason, because they really have that kind of 2000s power metal sound, but like modernized somewhat, but still heavily feeling like that 2000s style. And I just absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. Galderia really has a unique sound, a unique style that is instantly recognizable, and this album is no different. And I must say, too, that I feel like this is their most refined, their most focused album to date. It just really, really sounds, the band really marches to the beat of their own drum. They really do what they love, and what they like to do, and that's that style, that feeling that Galderia has, and it comes through in this latest album in spades. It feels like Galderia, but it feels very uh, polished, and just very refined, and honestly think it's their best release to date. They just keep getting better and better as time goes on. And it's interesting, it seems like it seems like 5 years is the magic number, because that's what we kind of get between albums. And they take their time with it. They don't just churn out albums, just boom, boom, boom. uh, they really take their time with it, really construct the songs that they want, the feelings that they want. And this album is just a product of that, without a doubt. And there's some great little surprises and nuances here in the album too. Don't think that what you first hear like was striking the earth, and that's what you get. Yes, you get a lot of that. That's the sound pretty much that you get throughout, but there's a lot of extra flavors and nuances woven throughout. There's some excellent acoustic guitar moments. There's some extra little pieces like that I won't mention. I won't really spoil, but there's like this extra little moment or scene, if you will, in the first track, "Answer the Call," that was just really, really cool, and kind of it's one of those moments that really brings you down to ground level, to planet level, and to this world, really that they've crafted, that they live in, and that you get to be a part of. So it's really, really neat. There's a lot of little things thrown in, a lot of awesome creativity that they use to keep things feeling fresh. Eternal Paradise, track 4, is just a really awesome, epic, anthemic, melodic power metal song that almost restores my faith in humanity. It would take quite a lot for that to happen. But this song just really, it speaks to humankind, and speaks to this positive message, to this, positive, uh, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? This positive, oh man, what's the word? That humanity has this, um, goodness. I don't know. I'll skip that for a moment, but I'll see if the word potential, like the potential of humanity, that we have, and reaching that potential, and it just really embodies that feeling of what we could all achieve, and what humankind really could represent. And that really is the mood. That really is the message and the feeling of the whole album. Is just this positive, you know, coming together, humankind, achieving like the impossible, achieving goodness, achieving this greatness that we think is perhaps beyond ourselves, but just like on a cosmic and universal level. And it just is really, really uplifting and a very feel good feeling, a feel good sound, a feel good energy that's just imbued in the sound of the songs in the album. One thing that I thought that really, really kind of took me by surprise here is there's a couple songs, especially as you get later in the album, that yeah, there's hints of like melodic rock at times, of course, infused with like the power metal, the melodic, bright power metal, energetic power metal that they have. But then there's also moments that make me think of kind of like a 70s theatrical rock, kind of like Meatloaf or, even something in those theatrical musicals, like Rocky Horror Picture Show, kind of like just with the energy, the theatrical style, the momentum, the rhythm, and just the structure of the songs and the way it's delivered. There's just moments of that, and there's some songs really embody that more than others. But yeah, there's a couple in particular that really just embody that like 70s theatrical rock and roll kind of sound fused with a power metal vibe. So I was like, wow, this is wild. And the more you listen to the album, I listened to this bad boy several times. I'm gonna keep listening to it. I'll tell you that right now. But it just is so infectious, and it just grows on you more and more and more. And I think that's what this album's all about. Just the positivity, the brightness, the energy, the momentum of the songs, the way it's delivered. It's just so infectious that you're just swept away, and it's just a good time, a really, really good time. And and the final track is kind of like the ballad of the album, 21. Excellent way to end the album here. It's a very acoustic driven like power ballad that just is intimate, it's powerful, it's catchy, and I love it. Just an awesome way to end the album here. So in long story short, from start to finish, it's just excellent. I really can't get enough of this album. I'm beyond impressed. I was really, really excited because I love Galderia. One of my favorite songs from the band is Beyond the Cosmic Winds. I just absolutely love that song. I've loved both of the albums that came before this one here. So I was looking forward, but you always look forward to new albums with a hint of trepidation, especially when the singles are like really, really good. It's like, is this the best they have to offer? Is the album just gonna kind of, fizzle, this and that? That's not the case here. It really, really delivers on the melodic, bright power metal that's anthemic and larger than life. And again, it's speedy. It's got a lot of momentum, and I keep using the word energy, but there's a lot of energy behind this band. It's palpable, and again, it's contagious, and it's just invigorating. It really, really is. So I just kept listening to this album on loop multiple times, even more times than I thought I was ready to do this album thoughts video, this review, if you will. But I just kept listening to it because it just keeps rolling back to the beginning, and you just want to listen to it more. So I'm super impressed. There's really not enough good things I can say about this album. Galderia have really outdone themselves here. I'm really excited for everybody to hear this bad boy when it drops November 11th. And yeah, just an incredibly solid outing. This will really scratch the itch, I think, for folks looking for this style of power metal that's not really that modern power metal or like the fantasy power metal, but more of that 2000s, just speedy, a lot of bright keyboards, a lot of great solos. That kind of feeling of power metal that is both that's very uplifting and again just has a positive feel, a positive message about it that just kind of takes you out through the cosmos as you journey along with Galderia as they take you through the endless horizons, if you will. So I'm super, super happy with this thing. I really cannot recommend this enough. Any power metal fans out there, you're going to have a ball. You're going to have an absolute ball here. It truly delivers on every front. I really don't have any critiques. It's just really solidly done. And, it just did my power metal soul good to listen to this. I'm going to keep listening to it because it continues to do my power metal soul good. It just really scratches that itch. And so I think a lot of folks are really going to enjoy it. And yeah, as far as a song, if you've never listened to Galderia before and you're like, tell me one song to listen to for me to decide if I want to hear the whole album, I would just say go with one of the singles that they released already, particularly Striking the Earth, because Elation is kind of a standalone track. That song kind of has its own vibe that isn't really mimicked elsewhere. Just with that dance, party kind of feeling. But Striking the Earth, it just really, really, I think, is the message of the album. Is really the sound of the album. In one song, and so that gives you a good indication of what to expect. But you can also expect a lot of nice little surprises and nuances and flavors and little creative moments, like I explained. So, yeah, there's just a lot to enjoy here, and I'm just super impressed. I really cannot recommend this enough. This is another one here. If you saw my thoughts on the latest, to be released Legions of the Night album, Hell, this is kind of like night and day because that album is a little bit more on the darker side. This album is much more on the bright and the light side, so they're really kind of polar opposites. But both albums are just definitely albums that I recommend are not to miss. This is an album that any power metal fans out there, this is a do not miss for 2022. I'm telling y'all right now. So check it out when it drops November 11th. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the singles. Are you a longtime fan of Galderia like myself? Let's talk about that in the comments down below. How excited are you for this album? And once it drops and you listen to it, come back here and tell me what you think. I would love to hear what everybody has to say about this because I'm just really excited for this to hit the airwaves and for everyone to hear it. So yeah, that's Galderia with Endless Horizon. Again, it drops November 11th. Ugh, just great, great stuff. I'm just having a ball with this thing. I'm enjoying every moment, and it's another album I'm just going to keep listening to for a good time to come. That's for darn sure. I really think this album has the potential to become a classic. Really take Galderia to another level, and so I'm really excited for that. So yeah, that's really what I got to say about it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'll catch you all next time, Ranger.